Pac-12 has a deal pending approval from Pac-12 members with Apple TV. And it is a shocking deal. It is all streaming. And it was presented to the Pac-12 presidents and athletic directors this morning by George Kliavkoff in a meeting that was about an hour, a little bit longer. And they discussed, should we have a vote? And they decided not to have a vote, mainly because there were a significant number of members who wanted to mull this over, contemplate it, think about it, call Brett Yormark. That's what it feels like. And I'm not trying to be, sarcastic about it, because I think this is truly a life and death situation. It is absolutely an existential crisis, a crisis of existence happening in the Pac-12. The deal, as we understand it, is with Apple TV, it's 100% streaming. There is a lump sum cash payment every single year. We are told that cash payment is $15 million a year per school per year. So every year they get $15 million. It's just short. It is just short of $150 million until they add a 10th member who would, if everybody stays together, in all likelihood be San Diego State. You add San Diego State, it's a $150 million deal every year for Apple TV to the Pac-12. On top of that, the Pac-12 has the ability to earn and spend that deal higher with something called a CPA, cost per acquisition. It's a fancy term that means we're going to pay you, Apple's going to pay the Pac-12 for every subscription sold by the Pac-12. And I think it's an absolute non-starter. I don't think it's viable. In speaking to sources around the conference this morning, there is frustration about it. The meeting was absolutely amicable. It was mostly positive. But the issue was, when it came to the presentation of the deal, it dramatically changed in tenor and tone. And now we sit and wait, because in 20 minutes in Arizona, the Arizona Board of Regents is going to convene a meeting where they will open the meeting and immediately go to executive session to discuss Arizona and Arizona State's potential move to the Big 12, the pros and cons of allowing Arizona to go on its own, or making it so that Arizona requests Arizona State tag along with them to the Big 12. It is a complex, difficult discussion, but Jake, I actually think Arizona can't go on their own. I think Arizona has to drag Arizona State with them.
Yeah, I think that first of all, it's what's in the best interest of both universities. When those two universities, ASU and Arizona, are working in lockstep and have a good relationship, I think that benefits both of them. And there's a lot of different ways, probably another show, but the point is that when they're together and they're working together on things, it benefits both member institutions. But I think, do they have to drag them along? I do think that Bobby Robbins understands the concept of, hey, rising tide raises all ships, right? So if I'm going to take my institution to the Big 12 and I leave ASU for dead in the Pac-12, that's not going to be a good look for me, number one, as an administrator. But number two, it's not going to be as beneficial to my school. So if Bobby Robbins has already been in a place where he said to Brett Yormark, hey, we're coming, but if we're going to make the jump, you got to accept ASU. If I'm Brett Yormark, I'm fine with that. I really am fine with it. Yes, in my opinion, ASU has been a problem child, ridden with scandal, ridden with not winning, ridden with mediocrity. At the same time, though, maybe a change of scenery, maybe a fresh start, maybe new horizons change things, right? I don't know. But ultimately, I look at the state of Arizona in totality, and they should be moving together. That's just as simple as it is. But again, when I look at this deal, like if you look how that impacts the Arizona and ASU, dude, I can't make a strong case that either of those schools would have an easy time selling subscriptions. Yes, Arizona is a strong brand, but are there enough people that live in the state of Arizona who are fans of Arizona? Like, do you understand how many people have come from California, have changed the landscape? Like, you're talking about millions of people who live in that state who could give a damn about those two universities. They're SC fans. They're Oregon fan. Arizona is referred to as Chicago West. So that's why I'm saying, like, this subscription-based stuff, or crap, if you will, is not good enough. It's just not acceptable. And if Pac-12 schools, Arizona schools aside, if anybody in this conference says, yeah, you know what, that's good enough for me, that tells me all I need to know about you. That tells me that you don't value the health of your institution at a high enough level, because anybody that prioritizes that would never do this deal. Anybody that says, hey, we care about our student athletes, we want our school to do well, yeah, we do prioritize education first, but we understand that athletics, has to be in a good place. If that's your messaging, you would never even take a second whiff of this deal. You would go to the Big 12, you would take the money, and you would leave all these problems behind.
Well, and I think the other thing to consider is you hit the like button on this show, and please, if you're not subscribed, consider hitting the subscribe button as well. I think one of the other things you have to consider here is if you are any of these 9 remaining members of the conference, and I'll point specifically to Washington State because I think this is in particular pertinent to them. When you look at Washington State, how do you go about bailing yourself out of this financial hole that by any measure Washington State currently sits in? When you cannot accurately project how much money you are going to make off of your television rights deal, because you really don't know. You're right now at $25 million, but after a lot of losses and the lawsuits, whether it be Holiday Bowl, Nick Rolovich, all of these Comcast issues, by some accounts, they're making between $18 and $20 million a year. You're going to write that down to $15 million a year in a guarantee, and then you have to blow that back up by selling subscriptions on Apple TV. I don't know, truly, honestly, how do you justify that to your bosses? How do you justify that to your board of regents, to your department heads in academia, who already at Washington State, as we exclusively reported on the show, were threatening to essentially boycott teaching at Washington State until the athletic department budget and expenses were brought in line, because Kirk Schultz allegedly had been giving the athletic department a blank check for expenses. So the academia and the athletes are in absolute odds in Pullman at Washington State. And now you're going to go back and sell your leadership at Washington State on the idea that you're going to take a $10 million write down on guaranteed money, but you'll earn that back because we're going to sell subscriptions on Apple TV.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
That just doesn't seem like a very good way to be doing business. And when then you consider that Kurt Schultz just 2 months ago sat in front of a leadership committee and said, hey, we can't do budgets on projections anymore.
You can't throw a number up there, build a budget off it, and then find out later that you were $5 million off in that number because you took the best projections that were there and said, hey, let's just do it. And then when it doesn't come to pass, we put ourselves in a really tough spot. I can't overemphasize, we can't build a budget off of projections that have no basis in reality. And that's what got us here. And we just got to be careful not doing that moving forward.
I mean, you cannot script that. He said that in June.
2 months ago. 3 months
Here
ago.
we are on August 1st, and now their athletic budgets are going to be forced to be based on projections.
And that's a guy who's awful at his job when we talk about budgeting and running a program.
And he's the chairman of the Pac-12 Board of Directors. Let that sink in. He is the leader of the Pac-12 right now. I mean, you cannot make this up. And all the questions that have come to mind today, would any of the other P5s, the SEC, can you imagine the Big Ten, instead of making $100 million a year, they're making, well, hell, half would be 50. But let's say they're making $30 million a year, and then they get a spiff every time somebody subscribes. I can't even imagine it. I cannot imagine Alabama and Nick Saban going door to door selling candy bars to support the Little League team.
The dynasty is not over.
I mean, that's what this feels like to me, that this is Little Jimmy, hey, we've got a travel ball, summer coming up. Can you buy some candy bars to support us? Like, that's what this feels like.
Yeah, it's low cash.
Hey, we need new chin straps over here at Washington State. Can you get you and your friends at church to buy some Pac-12 memberships? Use promo code Kirk Schultz, and we'll be able to buy chin straps. I can't even imagine it.
Yeah.
I cannot even imagine.
There's no question through this process over the last year, the Pac-12's reputation is obviously taken huge damage. There's no question about that. But this, to me, even still would take you further down that path. I mean, I thought we were at rock bottom already.
No.
This clearly is not rock bottom. This decision can take you to rock bottom. But I also think, on a positive note, this decision for certain institutions could take you to a much more positive place, which is why I still maintain that the greater overreaching point here is, what are we even talking about? Dude, if you're any of these schools that have the invite from the Big 12, why are we still sitting in the Pac-12?
Yeah, I don't know. Big Reed gives us $10 to say, are we sure this package is above and beyond normal Apple TV subscription, a la the MLB package? If so, no casuals can watch any of your games. No, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is, yeah.
Yes. That'd be the only way. I mean, and again, this goes back to Amazon versus Apple, and everybody who lost their shit on me when I said Amazon's the perfect place. Because when you subscribe to Amazon Prime Video, what do you get?
Everything.
You get everything. There's a little box when the NFL's playing and you turn on Amazon Prime Video. There's a little box that says Thursday Night Football now live. There'd be a little box that says Pac-12 football now live. Click on it. You can put that on every phone and TV. And anybody who has Amazon Prime gets that video.
Yeah.
Wild. And they chose not to do it. San Diego State Aztec. Glenn, how are you, bud? I'm an Aztec fan, and as you well know, but this is very easy for me to say, God help the Cincinnati Bearcats in that game. They're going to get rolled. Well, there you go. Glenn is talking about our week 1 competition to go and see history. BYU versus Cincinnati, September 29th at LaVell Edwards Stadium in Provo, Utah. We're giving you a pair of tickets. All you have to do, and really, we understand this is really a Utah contest. Totally get it. Next week, it's going to be a Texas-centric contest. Trust me when I say that. But all you have to do is go to Super Chicks in Ogden on Riverdale Road or down in St. George and just show us you're there. Shoot us a picture of your receipt. Like Jake said, creativity.
Yeah.
Oh, that always helps.
Yeah, I mean, creativity, having fun with it. Like, I don't just want to see a picture of a pickle. I don't want to see a picture of your pickle.
Whoa, Brett Favre, take it easy.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I don't need to see that. But what I need to see is a silver tray full of a bunch of food that looks bomb. And if you spell the Monty Show with ranch.
Or your French fries.
Or if maybe you found a way to bring a sticky note with you that said the Monty Show.
Or if you just dip your chicken breast in their custard milkshakes, which are phenomenal.
Phenomenal, bro. If you don't know the difference between ice cream and custard, look it up. It is a big difference, and it is bomb.
Super Chicks, Riverdale Road in Ogden, St. George, Utah. Go in, hook it up, and on Friday at 3:30, anybody who has sent us a picture on social, so Twitter or Instagram, The Monty Show, MONTY, The Monty Show, pretty straightforward. By the way, if you are in our member group and you put a picture in the member group of you at Super Chicks, we may throw in a little extra prize for you as well, because all of our members always get taken care of first. Our members knew about this afternoon.
Yeah, they've already had a head start. And I'm talking about the $9.99 level.
Where you get exclusive access to our Instagram members only chat group, which is phenomenal, by the way. Hit the join button. Join at the higher tier for $9.99. And we'll always throw in an extra prize. Maybe we'll get you a cougar tail. Maybe we'll get you some BYU swag or some Cincinnati swag if you're a Cincy fan. We'll do something for you.
Mm-hmm.
We're on to Cincinnati.
Hit me on Twitter or Instagram, The Monty Show. MONTY, The Monty Show. Tag me in a picture of you at Super Chicks, and you're entered to win a pair of tickets to see BYU make history as they begin Big 12 football play September 29th, 8:15 on national television against Cincinnati in Provo, Utah. All you got to do is go to Super Chicks. Pretty simple. Pretty simple.
I'm getting a DM from a certain individual who's upset we didn't read his paid comment. His name is Curtis. He says it was about 30 minutes ago. Don't know if we missed that or not.
Dude, do you know how many comments
Like, we get
have
so
today?
many, I know.
We have over 200 paid comments today. Curtis, I'll look for it, Curtis. This one, Curtis. How about this one? $5. People won't remember their Apple ID password to purchase a PAC 9 sub. Apple support about to get a lot of support calls for password resets.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah,
Yep.
I believe we actually read that one already
Okay.
because you talked about it.
Yeah.
We get you got if I could we have hundreds of paid comments today and they just scroll in front of me. So I try to read them all in order. I apologize if I took too long getting to your comment.
Curtis is pissed.
I apologize, Curtis. I am sorry that happened. Shooter, Texas for $5. Apple PAC equals Apple MLS PAC to produce content, so that $20 million is even less because of costs. PAC is over. Also, Arizona has no leverage to make demands. Au contraire,
I don't know
mon
what you mean by that, bro.
I think that Brett Yormark is all in on Arizona. All in on Arizona. I have very little doubt about that.
Yeah.
I think he will do what he has to do. How many bars stream games? Not many on Apple TV. Al Bats for $5. I think that's a phenomenal point. Phenomenal. JC Cruz gives us $2. I think that's a phenomenal point. AJM gives us $2 to say USC is laughing their asses off all the way to the bank. A good friend of mine that's a USC alum. A good friend of mine that's a USC alum texted me about this today and was like, it's embarrassing. And it is. It is. Miss Reed for $10. Is subscription sold for each year? So after year one, there's no upside. No upside whatsoever.
Nope.
It's every year you have to resubscribe. Every year. Is it only for new subscriptions, which would go down substantially after year one? Yeah, that's an interesting question. I don't know the answer to that.
It's not a re-roll every month, right? You're not getting, once that first year's up, everyone's got to re-up.
No, it's a yearly subscription.
Yeah.
It is a yearly subscription.
Yeah.
So you have to resubscribe every year.
Yeah.
And this is a non-starter. You can't do it.
Yeah, I just don't know how you
cannot do
find
it.
a way to do this. It just doesn't make sense.
Jesse Donovan, don't worry about all that. Just come to the Big 12. That's what I'm saying.
Dude. Like, just make the easy choice.
Gary Wolf, ASU, and U of U totally nuts if they don't jump ship.
Yeah.
Don't disagree. Joseph Melendez for $5. Maybe it wasn't the best omen that the media deal was revealed on April Fool's Day. I favor the Big 12, but I still don't want to see the PAC collapse.
Wow.
I mean, this is all self-inflicted. It shouldn't have collapsed. Should not have collapsed. Should never have happened. Joseph Luceres says, the Mountain West will have better exposure on linear TV than the PAC 9 on Apple Plus. How can any of the PAC 9 institutions take this deal? You can't.
Seriously.
I don't know. The answer is I don't know. I don't know. Mark Achueri says you can stream Apple TV on Androids. Yes, you can. So you have to remove that segment of subscribers immediately or spend more to convince them. You can. It's an app, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think you can.
You download an
I'll
app
verify.
onto your Android phone. That's how you get it on an Android device. Pretty sure. But could be wrong. Sean Huff.
No. It does not work for Android. There is not an Apple TV app for Android phones.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Where are you reading that?
There's multiple websites. IMBD is the first one that comes up about it.
Wow.
Yeah. April 2nd, 2023.
So Apple TV does not work on Androids.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I don't get it, dude. I don't understand this at all.
It's they say here, unfortunately, there's no Apple TV app for Androids. They can access the service via web browser. To do that, users need to open the Apple TV website on their browser in Chrome.
Wow, that's frustrating.
But you got to understand, that's a huge pain in the ass. I like, even for me, I don't know that I would do. I don't do that now. I mean, if you don't have an app that I can just go and open it up,
I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think most people would do that. I mean, that's the genius in YouTube TV. That's the genius in Amazon Prime Video. I can just open it and it's right there. Like, again, the point you always make during the NFL season. You know, the show gets over, want to flip it on, I know right where I got to go. Open Prime Video, it's right on the home screen.
Bottom line, hit the like button on the program. Let's see, we've had over 10,000 views today, and we're only at 546 likes. Let's get to 1,000 likes in 30 minutes. Let's go. How about it? Let's go. We only need 454 likes. There's 2,046 people watching the show. If you haven't hit like yet, please do so. It really helps the channel grow. Sean gives us a bunch of viewership numbers to say the PAC viewers increase in the Big 12. I think they do. The best of the best will. You know, it's crazy. Our web, $5. What's more disrespectful is the Apple deal was the best deal Georgie could present. Yes, I agree with that. Totally agree with that. How about a new member announcement? Worked. W-E-R-K-T. Let's go.
Let's go.
Became a
Appreciate
member of the
you.
show on YouTube. Thank you very much for that. Rick Jr. for $5. The PAC couldn't hit projections for the Pac-12 network, and that was with USC and UCLA and Colorado in the fold.
And I think it's really a crucial point. Remember what that deal was. It's the same thing that they're looking at now, right? Hey, base salary, and we will get a spiff every time someone signs up for like DirecTV, or not DirecTV, Dish Network,
Yep.
You know, or the app or whatever. Like, we would get a spiff. And so that's why I say, like, this conference was already a conservative, risk-averse, not on the edge of things conference. And now you're asking them to do a deal that's all streaming and they got to sell it?
It's just wild to me. You know, it is. I mean, you have to have a deal. You have to have a deal. But that this is the best deal you could get in over a 12-month period, like 13 months.
Dude.
That this is the best deal you could get, where you have to work to sell. It's
crazy. It is wild.
And the hardest part is I just don't see how you can survive on this deal if you're in the Pac-12. I don't see how you can survive on it.
The issue is you cannot, anybody in their right mind can't say, yep, that deal right there puts us in a good position. You can't say that. And like, even if you're Kirk Schultz, you can't say that.
No, you can't. Christopher Murphy gives us $5. Thank you. Chris P. says, PAC definitely eats flats. What did this guy have for lunch today?
So good, dude.
He had leftover flats.
Yeah, dude, so good.
Because I'm a man. I alone by myself smoked wings on the Traeger this weekend. I only ate the drums. Dude over here is like, hey, bro, I got to go right back to front. Can you save me all the flats?
Dude, in the chat, are we team flat or team drum?
Stop.
Team flat or team drum?
Why do you do this?
So just a sidebar while we keep reading comments.
Why do you do this?
Because I want to see what people are saying, dude.
Mark Thorpe, our newest member. You figured it out. Way to go.
On me now.
Oh, yeah. Too focused on flats.
Yeah, I got to pull it out here.
Yeah. Mark, welcome to the show. Appreciate you. Matthew Brenning, RIP Pac-12 referees, worst refs ever.
Yeah.
Dale Donuts for $2. Monty, will you peddle Apple subs for PAC? Nope.
Nope.
I'm peddling Monty subs for Monty.
You ain't first, you're last.
Hero 75 says, so with this deal out, leaves only two questions. Who gets to pick out the dirge song for the Pac-12's funeral? And who's giving the eulogy? Oh my God, seriously. Who's giving the eulogy? Yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal. See, thank you, David Klotz. He says drums.
Bro.
Tom Dean, the drum is the part of the wing that literally resembles a little drumstick, while the flat is a part that is long and flat.
Do people really not know what drums and flats are?
And it resembles a chicken penis, and Jake loves it.
A chicken penis.
Louis Capazzo, team flats with hot ranch.
Boom. Boom.
Louis.
Ain't no reset.
Curtis Peters. Brine the drums before hitting the grill. Yes.
Yes.
Cougar Treks. Jake is a better man than Nick Saban.
That's right. You're damn right I am, dude. You are damn right.
Nick
Saban is a better man than you are.
Dabo's winning percentage, thighs or breasts? Come on, bro. Both.
Yeah, dude, come on.
Jerem, team flats, no question.
Thank you.
Matt Hart, both. Jesse, flats. Really? Carrie Lee, flats.
Look at Team Flats representing out here, bro. Come on.
That guy, too, says drums. Samuel, Critchfield, flats, baby. Let's go. Stop it, you guys. Stop it. Stop it.
Let's go.
Kaufman, I would hit the like button, but then I didn't like the video. Well, by the way, 4:32 Mountain Time, 3:32 Pacific.
It has begun.
The meeting in Arizona has begun. I wonder, it's 2 minutes in. Have they adjourned the executive session yet?
You got to get stroked.
That's a Brooks Koepka jock, and I love it. Worked for $5. Pac-12 saying, quote, BYU doesn't share our values took on a whole new meaning today. Yes, it did.
Damn.
Jeremy Callahan. Flats
My
are great.
guy.
Mick A. Flats and drums and blue cheese.
Yeah, I know what time it is.
Okay, you lost me at the blue cheese portion.
Mr. Monkey. Today, convening for review of assignments, maybe no realignment talk. Yeah, well, you know. It is what it is. Alex Larson, Team Flats.
Boom.
Christian says, and it's over. The meeting's over already? Is that true?
You're not being serious.
Kent Hone. Oh, Kent.
Bro, are we being serious that it's over already?
Well, they were just going to open the meeting and then go to executive session. There's nothing they're doing in public. Both are good, but I prefer. All right, let's move on. Mike Phillips. Team Flats, no weird cartilage. You guys. Greg Romano says the Pac-12 eulogy from Tony Altimore. Wow. Amazing. Let's see. Cyclone Steve for $2. If U of U, UW, UO are thinking about it, why take ASU? I don't know that they're thinking. I think you said you didn't want to take a vote today because you wanted to talk to the Big 12.
Yep.
It had to be. That's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah.
Christian Thorpe for $5. NASA Space Agency just landed a media deal. Looking at you, Pac. Seriously. Come on, man. Gone to Texas. Can't believe they didn't vote at the end of the meeting. I would have voted to fire George.
It's incredible, isn't it?
It is. Suck it up, Buttercup. What's up, dude? Good to see you. $10. Thank you. CU is Big 12. If the Utes don't take the offer, who's the geniuses then? CU will be LOL at Utah.
Well, and that's kind of my point with what Dan
Probably
Lanning
are.
said the other day. Like, and what we've heard some of the sentiment about Colorado. Like, nobody said that Colorado was a world beater on the football field.
No.
Right? And that's never been the point. The point is that Colorado's going the right direction. They're definitely a program that on paper is trending up and to the right. And that ultimately is all that matters. They're a value add for the Big 12, and certainly they're a value loss for the Pac-12.
Yep, I absolutely agree. Big shout out to Mike Rayner, who gave 10 memberships
Let's
away.
go.
Let's go, Mike. By the way, we're at 680 likes.
Good progress.
There are 1,859 people watching. If you have not, please hit the like button. Cougar Tracks, have they picked a day for the funeral yet?
No.
Well,
no.
I'll take it off of work, you know. OG Gary, 31.7 versus 15. It's a no-brainer. No way you take more than a 50% haircut because you're bricked up and stroking guys for Stanford.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude.
Honestly, I'd start stroking guys.
Stay hard.
You got to get stroked.
OG Gary coming through.
So bricked up right now.
Dabo's winning percentage. Stanford's annual endowment is $38.3 billion. They could snap their fingers and get $15 million. This is so beneath them. You ain't
Apparently
wrong.
it's not, dude.
You
Apparently
ain't wrong.
it's not.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. It's fair. What's up, dude? For $2. Has Fox approved full share for 15th and 16th members? So there's a lot of misconceptions about this. Fox has said they will go to 14, but they will pay for 15 and 16. There's a belief that And by the way, ESPN is contracted to 16, Fox contracted to 14. But there's a belief that certain schools will only get $20 million. I am told that's absolutely not the truth. That Fox and ESPN have both agreed to go to 16 and that they will pay for P5s. And some believe there's a list. I'm not ready to go that far. But there's no question if it's Arizona, Arizona State, and Utah, Fox and ESPN are paying for that. Because why wouldn't you? That's better for your TV product. Why would you say no to that?
Yeah.
You never would. Great question. It's fair. Gary Wolf for $2. GK should be tossed out a 12th floor window. We don't advocate violence here. But my guess is if you said that was going to be on pay-per-view, you might sell. No, not going to.
Ain't ducking no smoke.
Dibs for $5. Apple is $15 million for 4 or 5 games. ESPN offered $9 million for 2. Seems like Apple doesn't put much value on those 3 extra games per week. I think this is brilliant business by Apple. And it's something people don't want to talk about. Why would you pay more? Why, if you're Apple, when you know you're the only one, why would you pay more? Okay. Not enough? All right, well, go find it somewhere else.
You know.
Go find it somewhere else. We'll match any deal you guys get. Well, there's nowhere else.
Yeah. Where are they going to go?
And they're not getting more money from ESPN. And I listen, I think we've been pretty rock solid on our reporting for this.
You got backed into a corner. Let's be real. Your arrogance tossed you down a road that you had no business going down, and you don't have a leg to stand on in negotiation. You never really did, and that's the issue.
Yeah. You know, Alex Larson, the weak are meat and the strong shall eat.
Facts.
Did we ever figure, what did E-Mao mean? It's a school thing. Can't remember.
E-Mao?
Yeah, E-M-A-W. Expedition Greg, this is truly a sad day for a once proud conference. This didn't have to come down to this. No, this is all self-inflicted, man. Like there is no doubt about that. This is a hundo piece self-inflicted.
Yeah.
It's mismanagement. It's malfeasance. But again, remember what we're talking about here on the Monty Show, presented by The Advocates, theadvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business. They have a great motorcycle ride coming up. It is Saturday, August 26th at 8 a.m., the AmFam Monte Cristo Motorcycle Poker Ride, where you can win a new Kawasaki FX50. It's a really cool event. You go on a beautiful ride on your motorcycle with a bunch of dudes. And every time you stop to view a scenic viewpoint, they give you a poker card. Whoever has the best hand at the end of the ride wins the Kawasaki FX50 from Young Power Sports. Check them out online. There's their website, utahadvocates.com/poker-ride. utahadvocates.com/poker-ride for the second annual AmFam Monte Cristo Motorcycle Poker Ride from our friends at theadvocates.com. If you are just tuning into the show today, we're talking about this proposed Apple deal that has a significant sales incentive attached to it, which, and I believe the number is $15 million, but I know there are wide varying wild reports out there about what the number may actually be. If it's $15 million, that's a $10 million a year guaranteed write down. But you also have the opportunity, if you're the Pac-12, to get a fee for every Apple Sports subscription you sell for Pac-12 sports. So essentially it's called a CPA, cost per acquisition. So when somebody subscribes to Pac-12 sports on Apple TV, you'll get, there are some people who say it's $100. I don't know what that number is yet. But every time somebody subscribes, you get $100. Apple cuts the Pac-12 a check every month for new subscribers. That money is divided equally amongst Pac-12 members. And the question is, can you get to $32 million? Can you make $17.7 million a year selling Apple Pac-12 subscriptions? And I say there's not a chance in hell, that you're going to sell that many subscriptions for that amount of money. It's simply asking too much from your membership. I think there is a burnout factor. I think the hardest part is all of your players and their family and their friends, they all get subscriptions because you know your players are going to share their links. Your sponsors at Utah or at Oregon, Nike, Phil Knight's getting a free Pac-12 subscription. That's just the way the world works.
Yeah.
You're losing a built-in subscription base because they're all going to be free. And those don't count. And T-Mobile doesn't count. And promotional subscriptions through car dealerships don't count. It is the same issue MLS is dealing with Apple, with the only exception being Lionel Messi plays soccer, not college football. And there is no Lionel Messi coming to the Pac-12 because the Pac-12 won't be able to recruit off this deal. The Pac-12 won't be able to grow their reach off this deal. They won't be able to monetize this deal. And they won't be able to grow as a conference off this deal. It is absolutely leeching you to death because you won't have the finances to compete. And Jake, I think that is the single biggest question. If the Pac-12 takes this deal, how long can they survive?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard to say how long they could survive. I mean, I'm not confident that schools would survive much past a year or two. I mean, I legitimately believe that because of all the loss you have through all the free subscriptions that you would get with people who are affiliated with every football program or every school. I mean, literally, if you're a student, if you're an administrator, an athlete, any kind of connection to the school, you're getting an Apple subscription. By the way, if you are in the NCAA, you're telling me you're not getting an Apple subscription for free? Like that's like every single person who has any type of tie to the conference is going to get it for free. So for me, I look at that and I say, okay, that's a lot of lost opportunity to sell and make your money back. And so truly this deal puts you in a position where you have to go out and you got to get that person who is truly a fan, has no connection to your product other than they like to watch it. And if you can do that, then you got to count on them renewing every single year over the course of 5 years. To which I say that is very risky business. If there was ever a time when you could say, hey, how are we going to project budget off of this? This would be the time. Because you have no way to know, A, how many people you're going to be able to close. B, of those people, how many are going to continue throughout the duration of the deal. And then C, will the price of the Pac-12 package continue to stay at the starting price, or will they have to chop it down to get people to subscribe? Because I think the other thing, if you're Apple, the reason they're not going to pay you more is because they know that this is not a high profit proposition for them. That this is simply, hey, we're going to try and push the brand overall forward by getting a football entity, an American football entity on our platform. That's the value for Apple. This is not a make a ton of money type deal for Apple. This is not like, hey, we're going to just explode the profit margin.
Certainly not.
So for Apple, the value is just, hey, we're adding football. And I do agree. That is valuable. It was valuable for Amazon. Clearly, when you look at what ESPN has done with adding the SEC, there's value in football. There's just not value in Pac-12 football. And that's what you can't get away from at the end of the day. You're in this position because of your arrogance and pride and because you're not relevant on the football field right now in the big picture. And that's, I think, tough to deal with.
I think that's very tough to deal with. And we've really tried to, we want to read as many comments as possible today because you guys, this last couple of weeks, you have really supported the show. We appreciate that. Please hit the like button. Let's see where we're at. We are well over 10,000 views today. And we always try to get to 1,000 likes. We're at 745 likes. So all we got to do, we're much like the Pac-12 here. All we have to do is get 255 likes, and we have hit the promised land. I want it. 255 likes, 2,089 people watching the showgram. If you have not hit the like button, please do that now. Any word on the Big Ten making any moves yet? It's funny you bring that up because I think they know they are in the driver's seat, and I think they want a very select group of schools, and I think they are I don't think it's a guarantee at all that the Big Ten expands. And we've had this conversation with 1,000 different sources that we know, and nobody's like, "Oh yeah, they're doing it. They're doing it. They're doing it." I don't see that at all. The other thing I don't buy into is that all of a sudden the ACC is breaking up.
Yeah.
And we keep hearing about, Clemson and FSU going to the Big Ten. How are you proposing that happen?
Yeah, you're not breaking that grant of rights, dude. You're not getting out of that thing. It's ironclad. Good luck.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. Or are they still sitting out waiting for another school to move before they move? I think that's very possible. Because the Big Ten knows they don't have to move. They're in perfect harmony right now. They don't have to move.
Everything's good.
Yeah. Ziggurat Dane for $5. What is life going to look like for Cleothcock after he destroys the Conference of Champions? I guarantee you he will get paid. He will get his money and his golden parachute, and I'm going to guess he'll be fine. The Steel Talon for $5. Can I start selling Apple subscriptions in front of Rice Eccles Stadium with my service dog? Dude, I don't see a way this deal gets done. I don't think we ever get there.
Service dog.
Hey, man, service dogs are a critical part of life. Do you guys really think this deal gets done?
No.
I don't see any way this deal gets done.
And if it gets done, we're having an entirely different conversation about about redefining pride in this conference. Because if you do this deal, the absolute the embarrassment, just the lack of pride you would take in your school at that point's incredible.
The value statement you are making by taking the smallest deal in the history of P5 sports.
Yeah.
Nobody will ever take you seriously. You will never recruit. You will never expand. And how long is this deal anyway? If this is 5 years, you're screwed.
Yeah.
You are absolutely screwed. You're not getting all 9 of these teams to sign a grant of rights on this. You're not. I'm telling you right now, you're not. And by the way, the meeting in Arizona is supposedly over already. What does that tell you? It was procedural. It was procedural. They met, they checked a box, they ended the meeting. That's it. I'm telling you, Arizona's gone. I've heard it all day. I've heard it for 3 straight days.
Mm-hmm.
Arizona, I got to believe Arizona's gone. Yeah. I think it is. And I can't believe it gets to the weekend before that happens. Because you can't take this deal. You can't do it. There's just no way to survive. Troy Hester for $10. Dat big old truck stop 16 coming to the big old widescreen TV near you without that Apple Plus subscription.
I'm for real.
He's got that hat and the cattle, man.
Yeah.
Dibs, Emaw is the cry for K-State. Wildcats. Okay. That's interesting. K-Stater and ABQ. PAC could have invited Big 12 schools. Fortunate they didn't, because K-State would have been like Oregon State and Washington State now left out. Can you believe that the Pac-12 didn't expand?
Yeah.
Didn't expand. It's one of the shocking moments in the history of college athletics.
Huge mistake.
Absolutely. Oh, my God. Huge mistake.
Yeah.
Huge mistake.
Potentially the dagger that ended your existence.
No doubt about it. And I wonder what you guys think. I mean, I look at, when you look at situations, like look at what's going on at Georgia.
Yeah.
Look at the 14th guy getting a speeding ticket since the tragic, now alcohol allegedly related speed racing death on January 15th. Since January 15th, they've had 14 speeding and traffic violations in the Georgia football program. Would that cost them Apple TV subscriptions?
Potentially.
Would it be a punitive thing where you're like, well, until you guys get this cleaned up, I'm not subscribing? Right? Like, that's the thing that stands out to me. It's what if you don't like the coach that your team hired? I'm not subscribing this year. Man, they had a really bad recruiting class. Better not spend that money on Apple TV.
That's what I mean. You have a guarantee sitting here. How are you not going to take it?
Yeah, can't do it. Cannot do it. Tom Dean gives us $2 to say the PAC equals paid per acquisition. See, a P-A...
Right.
A-C.
Right.
Pay, it's not bad. James L. Wait, G5 wants to travel to PAC for a half share. I don't know what G5 wants to...
That's what I mean. Like, that's my issue with San Diego State, dude. Why did you want to join this conference, man?
And by the way, how are you going to schedule when all your home games are on Apple TV?
Good luck.
Who wants to do that?
Good luck.
And even if you do schedule well, does the game matter if it didn't happen?
No.
I don't think it matters if it didn't happen. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, man.
It's the truth, dude.
We
If
could
nobody's
beat this
watching,
thing into the ground,
listen
I
to me.
guess.
If nobody, dude, if the college football playoff committee, and they will watch, but if they're not willing to pay for something, and they will get it for free, so they'll watch. But imagine in a world where they'd have to pay to watch a product that their job is to rank that affects how much money you're getting when you're at a $15 million deal, bro. I mean, that's literally what we're talking about with this, dude.
Come on. Come on.
Like, that's why I say to what you said. You said it better than I did. It speaks volumes about what you think your conference is worth if you agree to this deal. It is unacceptable to agree to this deal.
Yeah, I agree. All right. We are over 13,000 views today. We only have 836 likes. 2,100 of you are watching. If you have not hit the like button, let's get to 1,000 right now. It's 164. That's all we need is 164 people right now. Hit the like button. Let's end that. And if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. We're trying to get to 21,000. I don't know. Are we going to do the Amazon gift card today? It's only 153 subscribers to get to 21,000.
Come on.
153 people hit the subscribe button, and let's get this done. And if we get to 21,000, in the next 7 minutes, we'll give away a $100 Amazon gift card.
Get it done right now. There's
7
plenty
minutes.
of you watching.
Now 6 minutes left to go here. If we get to 21,000, which again, I want to make sure everybody understands now, it is only 146 subscribers to go.
It's really not a lot, dude.
With 2,100 people watching, we should be able to knock that down. We should be able to knock that down.
Let's go.
We're at 915 likes. So we need 85 likes and 135 subscribers.
Let's go, baby. Get her done.
76 likes, 135 subscribers we'll give away a $100 Amazon gift card.
Yeah. And
so
we
let's
already
go.
gave one away the other day.
We did. We gave away, when we got to 20,000, we gave away a $100 Amazon gift card.
We got it done.
So we appreciate you guys. 120 subscribers to go. So let's go. If you're not subscribed, please consider hitting the like button. Nate Simons gives us an update on the Arizona meeting for $5. Opened the meeting, voted to go into closed session, and ended the live stream. So this meeting today of the Arizona Board of Regents is a special session, and it is very procedural. I was told today, and if you follow me on Twitter, you know this. I was told today that it is up to Bobby Robbins, that they are going to schedule. You're going to see what's going to happen. This meeting's going to end. And then I would guess later tonight or tomorrow, another special session will pop up later in the week. If that happens, Arizona's going to the Big 12. That will be a public session where a vote will be held.
Yeah. Just like
if
Colorado,
that happens,
bro.
yeah, if that happens, Arizona's going to the Big 12.
Yep.
But this right here is simply procedural. What Nate described right there, simply procedural. Let's see. K-Stater and ABQ. To clarify, every man a Wildcat is what EMAW stands for.
Every man a
Wildcat.
apparently is untrue right now if they decide to take this deal.
That's right. By the way, we're really getting close. We are at 895. We need 105 subscribers. You guys, let's go. 3 minutes. There's 2,071 people watching this show. We need 105 subscribers and 32 likes. We'll give away a $100 Amazon gift card.
We'll do it.
We'll give away a $100 Amazon gift card if in the next 3 minutes we get to 21,000 subscribers and 1,000 likes. Yes! Down to 3 minutes.
Let's go.
And we are at 20,896. We need 104 subscribers.
Come on, man. Hit the button.
There's 2,000 of you watching. Let's go. Let's roll with your comments because we've gotten this. Today is one of the biggest comment days we've ever seen. Boss Frog for $10. If the responsibility is placed on the school student athlete to start marketing Apple subscriptions, does this mean we're going to see 1099s and W-2s going to be issued by Apple? Co-employment issue. But how else do you sell them? Who sells them better?
Dude,
Who sells them better than the student athlete?
if the athlete is asked as part of media day or like, you know, like where they take pictures of jerseys and all that stuff that every team does, as part of that media day, I mean, as part of that, if they are asked to say, hey, Emaw, go ahead and buy Apple subscriptions, this is me, they should get paid for that. They should.
Oh my God, that is so funny. By the way, you have 2 minutes. We need 90 subscribers. 90 subscribers. That's all we need right there. Gop says, you guys need to give away a round of golf with Monty.
We'll do it.
The invitation's open.
Yeah, bro.
Our official club is Canyons Golf up in Park City. We golf there every Saturday and Sunday morning. Anybody who wants to golf with us, please reach out. We're happy to do it. We're absolutely happy to do it. 1 minute to go. We need 85 subscribers to give away a $100 Amazon gift card.
Man.
That's all we got to do.